Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I have not done 3v3 arena in a while on this channel, at least my 3v3 gameplay. I've been doing a lot of the tournament stuff and a lot of other stuff, but here we have some Xaryu's 3v3 gameplay playing RPS with Metaphors and SwapX, and I wanted to show you guys some games versus Shadow Priest, Destruction Warlock, Resto Shaman, because this is such a popular comp right now, and, you know, we've been losing to it a lot. We lost to this team earlier in the night that I'm showing you right now through a couple just, you know, bad mistakes. We're sitting in the open. Desto Warlock gets to, you know, pop Dark Soul, and he just pretty much one-shots me. One game I died without Disperse. I think one game we died with no Link or Swap or something like that. And just in this game, we really have to be mindful of the Chaos Bolts from the Warlock and just be careful. Every time he's popping Dark Soul, right there, he popped Dark Soul. We actually got the Purge on it. Great Purge there by Metaphors. And now, you know, we can push in a little bit now that his Dark Soul bolts are over. But my Rogue is behind the pillar, and he Trinket, and he does Cloak. So next setup onto my Rogue, he's going to be, you know, in a little bit more trouble. But general strategy here, guys, we want to run at something to bait the Earth Shield onto them, and then once he, you know, once that person has Earth Shield on them, then we're going to want to CC them and then swap to the guy without Earth Shield. So a good example of this would be running at Shaman, kidneying the Shaman when he, you know, swaps Earth Shield to himself, or blinding the Shaman when he pops Earth Shield on himself, and then going Warlock or going Shadow Priest off of that, and then off the blind, you know, go for a Sap, go for a Half X, go for a Fear, go for a Silence, go for a Kidney, you know, all these, you know, different CCs onto the Shaman while we're bursting down the other guy. So that's kind of our, you know, plan to kill. Now their plan to kill is, you know, Chaos Bolts, spread pressure. They can definitely do, you know, very, very well in dampening. They have the Mind Bombs. They have the Psy Fiends. Right away, you know, SwapX doesn't have Trinket or Cloak, so I do swap him, and I get very low as well, and I do Disperse. I don't know if I did Disperse there. I might have, yeah, I probably did, because my Shaman does get capped here. Even though I was playing out of line of sight, I was kind of lining my Shaman as well. So there's the Trinket swap and the Dispersion, so a lot of defensive cooldowns coming out. But, yeah, they want to do, you know, Coil goes, Mind Bomb goes, Cap Stun goes. And when they do that, the Warlock's going to pop, you know, his Chaos Bolts. The Shadow Priest is going to go Void Eruption and really spread that dot pressure at the same time. And that's kind of why Desto Shadow Priest is so strong right now, because you can either shut down the Shadow Priest, or you can either shut down the Desto Warlock. It's hard to shut down both of them. But so, like, here, I'm silencing the Shaman. Earth Shield is onto the Shaman, so if we can get any type of CC onto the Shaman and then go either the Shadow Priest or the Warlock at this point, would be really good. We get the Kidney shot, we get the Silence into the Kidney, into the Fear, a lot of CC coming out, but there are little gaps in our CC chain, and we're not getting too much done with that. So, you know, what you learn from that right there is, if you're gonna do CC, make it more deliberate, make it, you know, no gaps, and make it really, like, strong and powerful with your goes. That was a really weak CC chain by us because there was gaps. They got a little bit of healing off. We didn't really get a clean stun combination onto either the Shadow Priest or the Desto Warlock. So we're gonna, you know, in the future, we're gonna have to clean things up if we want to get a kill. We're sitting under the pillar until Kidney Shot and Fear is back up, and then we're going to go for another go. We have Kidney, we have Fear, so we can push out just a little bit here. The wall coming out from the Warlock, that, you know, Shadow Priest has no Trinket. If we can get some type of CC onto the Shaman, I think that Desto Warlock is definitely the best target right now. He's playing Adaptation, and, you know, he doesn't have his wall cooldown. I get coiled, I am forcing that Dispersion. So that was Coil, that was Cap, that was Silence, that was, you know, Mind Bomb, that was so many defensive cooldowns. Psy Fiend does go down there by SwapX, nice kill. I'm getting a little bit low, but that was, I think, the brunt of the pressure. Chaos Bolt almost goes off, but SwapX does kick it. You know, very nice kick by him. Getting the dots out onto the Warlock, switching the dots a little bit though. We don't want to make it too obvious that we want to kill the Warlock right now. So I'm hitting the Shaman, making, you know, getting the Shaman nice and low. I'm basically saying, swap Earth Shield yourself so we can CC you and kill the Warlock. He doesn't, so we kidney him. This is so important, guys. I want to go Warlock. The Warlock has Earth Shield. We cannot kill through Earth Shield. It's too good of a cooldown. So instead, I dot the Shaman, we kidney the Shaman, we start to kill the Shaman. If the Shaman swapped Earth Shield on himself, however, we would blind the Shaman and go on the Warlock, or kidney the Shaman into a Fear or a Silence and go onto the Warlock, right? We're not going to hit the guy with Earth Shield. So no matter who the Earth Shield's on is the guy we are not hitting. So bouncing kind of between the Warlock and the Shaman here. The Shaman has no Earth Shield, so we actually decided to kill him. We silence him. He does pop that wall. He does pop the Earth Shield on himself, and he does use Hellstone. But now look, the Shaman has Earth Shield. We finally got him to swap that Earth Shield because he was getting very low. He was in trouble. Now look at this, guys. The Warlock, 58% life now. The full blind comes out onto the Shaman. And now look, since we have that CC onto the Shaman, if we get that sap following the blind, there it is, the full sap following the full blind. And the Warlock, you know, taking so much pressure, doesn't have Trinket available because he is adaptation and he does go down. So, you know, that is how you should play around Shaman Earth Shield. That's kind of the meta right now, playing around that Earth Shield the best you can. RPS, I think, has a good chance versus this team, but you have to run away. You cannot just sit in the middle of the map. When you're running away, you know, you have to wait on that kidney and on that fear. Once you get the kidney and the fear back up, then you'll go for kidney, fear, silence, you know, CC chains, and go on the guy with no Earth Shield. Definitely want to help you guys, you know, work through Desto Shadow Priest because it is such a common composition on ladder. I think RPS is good too. I don't know if it's quite OP, but it does very well against a lot of the stuff queuing, and we've had quite a bit of success with it. I think it might actually be the best rogue comp right now, and one of the best Shadow Priest comps, but I think Shadow Priest Desto might be a little bit stronger. But anyway, right away, starting here again, getting some spread pressure, getting some dots, getting some insanity, you know, getting some procs, get Mind Bomb right there, nice dispel from Metaphors. We get the sap onto the rest of our Shaman. I don't know how, but that's a beautiful sap. Whatever we can chain it with is going to be good. Full silence onto the Shaman, get some stunts onto the Priest, and he has Force into Dispersion right away. And we went Priest right there because I don't think he had Earth Shield, right? So we don't want to go on the guy with Earth Shield like I was stressing so much in that last game. Spreading out a little bit more damage, but now this is their time to shine. I have no fear. We have no kidney shot. We want to run to the pillar until our CC chains come back up. We do get Cap Totem there. The Rogue and I. Chaos Bolt coming out, Hex on the Metaphor, so this is pretty scary. The Chaos Bolt, though, onto Schwapek, so it looks like we're going to be fine for now. I do have Dispersion. My Rogue still has Trinket Cloak. We still have a lot of defensive cooldowns. You know, the Rain of Fire coming down, trying to kite the best we can, but now, look, guys, I have Fear coming back up. We can now Kidney Shot into Fear onto the Shaman. Once again, the Shaman has Earth Shield on himself in this Kidney. If he didn't have Earth Shield, we would hit him. Since he does have Earth Shield, we're going to Kidney into a Fear and go onto something else. It looks like my Rogue picks the Shadow Priest to go onto because he has no Dispersion quite yet. Silence the Shaman out of that Kidney Shot into the Hex. The Hex does break. I do get Coiled, trying to maybe follow this with a Fear. Fear the Shaman now. Shadow Priest looks like he's going to be fine, though. So Shadow Priest is a target that we can kill if it's perfect, but now he has Dispersion back up. Now he has, you know, his Trinket still. He has a lot of cooldowns. Right here, I could have probably helped the Shaman kill a little bit more there. The Shaman does get his wall off. He does get that Hellstone off, and I don't know. I didn't really have dots onto him, so if that was communicated a little bit better, if I got more dots, if I got more damage onto the Shaman there, I think we might have been able to force a little bit more. Maybe, I don't think the Shadow Priest is playing Lysol, I think he's Siphing, but might have been able to force a little bit more defensive cooldowns than just that wall. But it's really good that we did that swap because the Shaman is now scared. The Shaman has no wall. You know, he's dipping, you know, 78% life here. So if we, you know, do another swap onto the Shaman, he gets very, very scared. He's more likely to, you know, Earth Shield himself in those times of need, and then if he's Earth Shielding himself, that opens up a kill onto the Warlock or to the Shadow Priest. And right now, I think Warlock's looking a little bit better. Warlock has no adaptation. Warlock has no wall. We run at the Shaman. I really want to point this out once again. We run at the Shaman. He's at 60% life. He needs to Earth Shield himself, because if he doesn't, guess what? He has dots on him. We're just going to full kidney him and kill him with no wall. But he Earth Shields himself to keep himself alive, and instead, we blind him with the Earth Shield, and we start hitting the Destruction Warlock. The Destruction Warlock uses his Hellstone, tops himself back off. We do get coiled right there, but the full sap follows the full blind, and we have more follow CC after that. A lot of damage coming out. That's why I like this instant cast proc damage as RPS, so I can get a lot of instant cast outs. I do get the fear. I get CC'd, so I shrink it, and then I fear the Shaman, and then out of the fear we have that silence. So guys, that was a blind into a sap, into a half sap, into a half fear, into a full silence. That Shaman did not move for so long, and that was all baited, you know, from the previous goes, from the swaps, and, you know, that's how, you know, a kill should look when you're playing RPS. And I really enjoyed these games. We were losing to this team when we first started because we were kind of just running out in the middle. We weren't, our awareness wasn't there. We weren't stopping the bolts, and, you know, we weren't running when we didn't have the kidney and the fear. And then when we were getting our CC, there were a lot of gaps. So the difference between getting that CC with no gaps, getting that full CC chain on the guy with no Earth Shield versus just, you know, getting some CC chains and, you know, kind of leaving some gaps, not making it perfectly clean, is the difference between getting a kill and then just having people sit at 100% life. So guys, I hope this video is helpful, you know, helping you understand the game a little bit more, helping you play RPS a little bit smoother, a little bit cleaner, finding your objectives as RPS, because once you know the objectives in a game like World of Warcraft, all you have to do is execute. So this is your objective as RPS, guys. Hopefully it helped you take out some Shadow Priest Destruction Warlocks. Thumbs the video up if the video helped you. Thumbs it down if the video didn't help you. Talk to me in the comments below for what you guys want to see next time, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!